IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with pilgrimages. Did you know that the longest pilgrimage ever undertaken was 64,753 kilometers long? It was an around-the-world pilgrimage undertaken by Arthur Belset from USA. And he started this pilgrimage on the 25th of December, 1969. He's doing this pilgrimage while carrying a 12-foot cross. While this pilgrimage was undertaken by one person, most pilgrimages are undertaken by a group of people. Hundreds of thousands of people embark on a pilgrimage together. And along the way, the pilgrims face different challenges. They have to overcome different obstacles, and they help each other. They make friends. The beautiful thing about a pilgrimage is that there is one unified goal that everyone has to and is moving towards. However, while on the surface, that destination looks like the goal, it is not the goal. Because if the destination was the goal, you could have just taken a helicopter and gone to it. However, the goal of a pilgrimage is the journey, the steps you have to take. And there is no prizes for reaching the destination first or last. The goal is to just keep moving towards it. Very often, we look at life as a race, as a competition. We have to get ahead of the person in front of us. We are comparing ourselves to the person around us. We have to keep looking around to see who's catching up with us. When we are taught that life is a competition, life becomes very stressful. The joy is removed. We see everyone around us as the enemy or something that needs to be conquered. We all know that feeling well. It is taught to us right in school by how we rank in class and how many marks we get. We then have to pass our MBA and see where we are placed. And then we compete for money, a designation better than our friends, etc., etc. It keeps going on. Finally, we even drag our children into it. We get them involved in this competition because our children has to be better than our friends' children. Do you see how lonely this journey is? If everyone is in competition, then it's a lonely journey. But what if we stopped looking at life as a race to a finish line? A race where you do not get time to stop and smell the roses. A race where the journey is not as important as reaching the destination fast. Instead, let's look at life as a pilgrimage, a sacred walk, a sacred journey, where the goal is not the destination, but the journey itself. The journey filled with ups and downs, challenges to overcome, friends to be made along the way, some who support us and others who we support. The goal of this journey is to be better than we were a few steps ago. This pilgrimage of life is about improving yourself with each step. Improving in any way that you feel is correct. So it could be improved happiness. It could be improved skills. In a way, improving is another way of thinking about evolution. And evolution is so critical in our lives. Or else we get stagnant. We stay the same. And this is why I called my company or Max Evolve Private Limited. Because evolving is the key, not the competition. So your super simple habit starts by recognizing that we are in a race and we need to change it into a pilgrimage. Then we slowly start looking around. We see others not as competition, but as people on the same journey, a journey just like ours. It does not matter if we are ahead or if they are. What matters is that we keep walking and moving forward. So start the habit of taking small steps every day on this pilgrimage of life. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. Do make sure you let your Kannada speaking friends know about this as well. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com. or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME 180. That's Awesome 180.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus is joined by actor and producer and author Tushar Kapoor. They discuss his new book, Bachelor Dad and Life as a Single Parent. On the Filter Coffee podcast, Karthik asks Ajit Andhare about his journey from a practicing engineer to the COO of Viacom 18 Studios. On the Wire Talk, Siddharth is joined by social scientist Thomas Bloom Hansen. They discuss the escalating violence in India. On Smarter with Sid, Siddharth contemplates whether Facebook's crash is a blip or a sign of things to come. And on Tere Mere Raste, Keshav takes us to Himachal's most sought-after tourist destination, Manali. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our others for that matter, please do tell a friend. Don't forget to rate us on any other platforms that you're listening to us, whether it's a rating, whether it's a review, it all helps. And do remember to check us out on YouTube. We have a number of channels. They're available on ivmpodcast.com/YouTube. And finally, I would like to thank our sponsors this week, Bank of Baroda, CoinSwitch, Kuber, and HDFC Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Namaste, this is Cyrus Brocha. I am part of the government cancel culture program to remove rubbish off all the different streams available. So what we have is all the collected rubbish we put together on our show. It's called Cyrus Says. It's on IVM Podcast. You have to watch it and listen to it. It's on our app. It's on our website. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. There are many different ways. Don't bother me and ask me how. You have to find out. We talk to different personalities. Many of them are known. Some are just people we meet downstairs and invite them up for chai. But the point is, it's fun and it's very therapeutic. So please join in and listen to Cyrus Says.